Let me now give opportunity for Dr. Lim Lim, who actually has been overseeing and managing Dr. Deep, to come and present to you what we have done in West Nile and in all districts of Uganda. There are 15 districts overall, all districts of Uganda hosting refugees. We have done roads, we have done schools, we have done health center, everything to make sure life is comfortable for the host communities and the refugees. Thank you very much. Let me hand over. Would you want to? Okay.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lim Lim.
Thank you, Minister. I will say a few things about the NUSAF 4, which is being planned and will soon be implemented in the next financial year. There will be a focus on helping the poor to fight poverty and ensure that they are shock responsive through two major components. One is on livelihood enhancement, and we will complement the PDM and other interventions of government by focusing on the lowest, poor and vulnerable populations. In this way, we will be producing the population that can move up to the circles and benefit more and more from the PDM. Secondly, we are going to ensure that the energy, the calories that people wake up with are put to use through what we call labor-intensive public works. In this way, we will have people spending time producing household assets as well as community assets. They will be working on access roads, working on the environmental action, dealing with access roads, and enabling themselves to perform community. Secondly, the communities will in themselves decide and prioritize according to the gaps that exist in each community as they see it. The third component will be on institutional and systems development, particularly the social registry for the poor. You will all recall that we are actually challenged to know who are really poor. Where are they located? related to the villages. We have also supported in district roads, especially building bridges and also maraming, putting to the first-class maram the roads, because refugees and the communities need to move in good roads. We have also built some administration blocks, and I am pleased to say that we have built 7 administration offices in West Nile, and we have done that in other places. We have invested in energy, particularly the renewable energy, solar, and also the gasifiers. These are in the populations. Agriculture, trade, and industry have also benefited in terms of the investments of Dr. D. Lastly, in terms of beneficiaries, we have had both refugees and host communities, totaling to 1.4 million people. We have had a few lessons. We will take these lessons to the discussion on whether we should continue or not the investments of Dr. D. We shall hear from you during the discussions, and we shall take notes so that we can know the direction for the future. Thank you very much, and I will take the answers or questions and answer them when the time comes. Thank you very much.
Loud of clap for Dr. Lim Robert, the Executive Director and NUSAF. So I call upon the Honorable Minister Grace to sum up.
Thank you very much, Hajat. I'll use 1 minute to give this information. First, to say NUSAF
But perhaps before we do the questions, allow me to recognize the following members of Parliament. Allow me to recognize the presence of Honorable Lematia Ruth Molly Ondoru, the one MP of Maracha East constituency. Oh, she's like me, she puts on trousers. Constituency MP of Maracha East. Uganda. Allow County.
Is Maracha here? Very good. Maybe. Where are you from? Koboko. Let's begin with Koboko. You be clear on the person who you want to answer the question. And one question. Don't go into preambles. Be specific. Sharpshooter.
My question is to the person in charge of investment. Koboko district is one of the investment processes went on, and we have a land title for that land for investment. Today I'm very surprised to hear that Koboko is no longer part of those districts that has offered land for investment. Will you please give me that answer?
Thank you very much for the question. Your district and the question.
Thank you very
Thank you very much. My question goes to the Executive Director of NUSAF. My name is Bako Judith and I come from Maracha. When you look at Maracha, Maracha is bordered by Koboko, by Yumbe, by Terego, which are all refugee hosting districts. But specifically, Maracha, just like Zombo, faces the indirect effect of refugees that are hosted in the neighboring districts, and yet is not benefiting from Dr. Deep project. What is your take? Because as Maracha, we have food insecurity, just like our brothers from Zombo that are supplying food to the refugee hosting districts. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Question taken. Your name, your district, question.
Thank you very much. My name is Yachima Pascas. I'm from Adjumani district. My question is about Madi Cooperative Society. We have a ginnery located in Adjumani. The ginnery is strategically located to feed Obongi, Moyo, and Adjumani. This ginnery has not been compensated and no rehabilitation has taken place. I would like to know, the other time on New Vision, it was published that money for compensation was out. I need to know today where that money has gone. Thank you.
Who do you want to answer the question?
Uganda Investment Authority, because they analyzed 1,000 opportunity for investment here and they correctly did it. So I would want to know where that money went. Thank you.
You will have to repeat that question.
Thank you.
That's
My name is
that question has not been captured properly. Compensation. You repeat a bit. What's your district?
Adjumani, by name Sam Yachima Pascas. My issue is with the compensation of Madi Cooperative Society, Ginnery, that supplies Obongi, Moyo, and Adjumani district. It was published on New Vision that money for compensation and rehabilitation of this ginnery was out. But to date, the ginnery is still in a dilapidated state. And yet when Uganda Investment Authority came here,
Simon, what is happening to the microphone?
Thank you. My name is Anyerere Julius, District Coordinator Office of the National Chairman Moyo. The question is directed to Dr. Lim Lim. in my sub-county, Tufere, we have a very wonderful OPD constructed under Dr. Deep. But up to now, from the time of construction of this OPD, we are lacking of the OPD. Our people are being managed old days. Where is the money for the treatment?
Okay, Dr. Deep. Let's go to next. Mama, your name, your district, question.
Thank you. My name is Fame Ida from Nebi district. I am wondering what criteria has been used in selecting district that we are not beneficiaries of the DEEP project, and yet now this is affecting Pakwach, Nebi, Zombo. What criteria have you used?
Thank you very much. Just a recap, we've had a question from Koboko, from Maracha, Ajumani, and Maoyo, plus Nebi. So, ma'am, go ahead.
Hello? Hello? Jina yangu wanaita retired Captain Maimuna Juma. Yangu hapana question. Yangu mimi nafurahi kwa NUSAF.
Mama, where are you from?
Mimi niko from Koboko.
Hey, but Koboko has already asked.
No, yangu.
Okay, be brief.
Yes.
For the next, once the district has asked, no more. But Mama, go ahead.
Yangu hapana iko question. Yangu mimi nafurahi kwa NAT na NUSAF. Njaa iko mingi. Tunaomba NUSAF 4 wacha naendelea na kazi. The other groups mwenye wanaita PRDP nini au bado fanya kitu mwenye nafurahisha si kama NUSAF.
Thank you very much. She's saying NUSAF should continue. Where are you from? Your name, where are you from? Question.
Thank you very much. I'm Honorable Imam Mustafa from Zombo district.
Zombo.
Yes. Zombo is located near Eastern Violent DRC, where our people receive refugees daily. Even as I'm speaking to now, our people are hosting refugees in their homes. These refugees are suffocating our infrastructure, social infrastructures, like hospitals, like the roads and the schools. But now, these refugees, when they come to us, we are supposed also to benefit from the DEEP project. What is the criteria that they remove these refugees from our district and take them away to deny us this DEEP benefit? Thank you.
Okay, that's it. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. I'm called Ondagara Deep Saba from Yumbi district. My question goes to the person who presented PDM. In the first year, when PDM started, policies were getting 17,000 shillings. 17 million shillings. In that first year, in the district only, less than 80 policies got that money. I wanted to know, will the 17 million for other policies, will it be paid? And the other thing is, the district has 202 policies. Only 96 policies are benefiting from PJ. Now, the person who was presenting the government wanted to eliminate poverty. Now with the poverty in the 6 parishes, will it be eliminated or it will not be eliminated?
Thank you very much from Yumbe.
Thank you.
Next.
Jina langu wanaita Ofeko Gabriel, chairman NRM Maracha. Mimi iko na maswali moja. Siku ile wanasema parish model account, group account,
Where are you from?
Maracha.
But Maracha had spoken.
Yangu iko ngine. Siku ile wanasema parish group account iko free. Centenary bangi, DFCU bangi wanafungua account 50,050 kila group sababu.
Thank you. If a district has spoken, please don't repeat. We have other presentations.
Thank you very much. My name is Michael Chandia Ruben from Mariokolo. I have 2 issues. One is on Dr. Deep. We are promised heaven on earth as far as projects are concerned. And when these projects are appraised and they are meant for funding, we find that at the end of the day, they say the funds are not enough and the scope of the projects are reduced, which is contrary to what is asked to be implemented. What is wrong with the technical people who see to it that these things are supposed to be done in accordance with the scope that has already been described? Especially in Mariokolo, there are many projects that have been reduced in scope, and yet people are promised heaven on earth. What is wrong? Number 2 is on PDM. PDM, we are said it is meant to help the poor of the poor. The component of the revolving fund. The poorest is maybe divided into 4. The one that cannot support his consumption, those ones who do not have a productive path, and those ones who really are not in the position to form various areas. And to my dismay, all these people are brought together. When these people are brought together, these monies are given, others are taken.
So what is your question?
My question is this not an illusion that this problem can solve?
Okay, PLM chief will answer. Next, be specific. Don't go into introductions, context, sharp shoot.
I am called Unity Adeb from Obongi district. I would like to, first of all, I want to appreciate Dr. Deep. For Obongi district, it has worked tremendously. However, there are some projects which are still incomplete, and the Dr. Deep is coming to the last phase. I'm urging the government to consider the projects that have not been completed, to take on and complete them. However, there are some projects under the component of community works. There are so many projects that have been stalled because the community sometimes have not been informed to take decision. They have been just called and take on what has been brought on the table for them without consideration. This one made them to abandon so many projects in Obongi. I'm calling for the government to at least see those projects that have been stalled to be replaced with the choices of the community demand-driven programs, so that they benefit from this program of Dr. D equally and equitably. 2, the issue of the floods. You know, Obongi district has affected so many projects under NUSAF, more especially the roads have been washed away, and then the fish ponds, which was providing livelihood for the people of Obongi, because Obongi is situated in Nile, in the source of the Nile, the productivity and the products of the fish have been lost. So we are calling for the government to see into it that the floods that had destroyed the district massively, so that it is actually
Thank you. We don't have
the government sees what is to be done for the districts. Thank you.
Let me first go to Zay to ask the question.
Questions. One is, woman has now given land to people under land tenure, 4 land tenures, especially customary tenure, lease tenure, and then freehold. I give the one of Muganda. Where do you get that 500 acres to give? Where? 2. The second question is, it was that we should be given a district officially. Do you want to? Because I have 2 questions. Uganda government, anybody can own land unless he has customary tenure, which awaits certificate. 2, one who has leased it for himself. 3, maybe when you change it to freehold. But you hear people here talk about giving 500 acres to government. Where do you get that land?
Thank you very much.
Unless you have leased it, it is yours. Unless with your brothers, sisters, you own freehold, customary tenure, it is not your land.
Okay, thank you. We shall give you the answer. Thank you. Baba Wadifo.
Second
question.
People will talk about districts. Terego has gone back to have a district. Vora. Everybody has left ARUA to go back to their home for district. We, the IVU who belong here, who have remained here, when shall we have our district?
Thank you. Thank you, the Minister of Local Government. government is not here, so we shall let the minister to answer.
Local government.
Thank you. We have already marked the number of the 14 questions. Because of time, I'm asking the rest of you to sit down. You'll ask in the next round. Thank you. People who are answering questions, Uganda Investment Authority, the first question was to you. Come and answer. You'll ask in the next round. We have already gotten the 14 questions. You'll ask in the next round.
Thank you very much for those questions. The first question to UIA was related to the land in Koboko. We have a cabinet directive for industrial park development. That means the land has to be fully unencumbered and a minimum of 500 acres for industrial park development. So unencumbered means it should not be in a wetland, so we don't want to put an industry in an ecologically vulnerable place. It should not be in a forest reserve. It should not be, the ownership should not be contested. So I want to thank the districts of Madiokolo, Nebi, Yumbe, who really gave us that is not unencumbered. So for Koboko, I believe it was less than 500 acres, but also there was a contest on the ownership of that. So once that is sorted, 500 acres and above, no unencumbered in everywhere, because when an investor comes, we want them to have unencumbered land, because that's a serious factor of production. So once that is done, we can engage further. So above 500 acres unencumbered. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The issue of industrialization is not a political issue. It is an issue of development. The letters were written to the local governments. All the LC5 chairmen of all the regions, of all the districts in Uganda were written letters for them to avail 500 acres. So if you fail in your district, please do not bring your problem to the national level. If you bring us a wetland, we will not take it. If you bring for us a forest, we will not take it. If you bring us 100 acres, we will not take it. What we need is 500 acres. That takes me to answering the question of Baba. Baba is saying, where do you get land of 500 acres? Baba, it is possible. Those who want development, they have given us the land. And I want to congratulate those who want development, like the people of Nebi, Aforo Matek, for giving us 600 acres. Baba, you should hear that this is workable, and it has worked in Nebi. The people of Mariokolo, thank you very much for giving us 1,000 acres. Thank you. It is possible, Baba. Not only 500, but even 1,000 can be got. Thank you very much, the people of Mari Okolo, for Yumbe. Thank you very much. Ingemea walifua development lazima Baba, kakani kabasiko koroni kakande kabo ikale nyakulani onzini yo. Now, we are going to the issues that were asked to the local government. Please, moderator, come and continue. I've finished answering the questions concerning investment.
There are a number of questions on Dr. Deep. Let me ask the Honorable Hilary Onek to respond.
Thank you very much, moderator. On Dr. Deep, in the next phase, we are going to consider districts affected by refugees. These are districts like Zombo, district like Maracha, and all those districts at the border where refugees are coming from. We are going to take charge. We are going to take charge of certain operations there, which affect the host community because of refugees. Now, on Dufalet, the health health center which was built there, the OPD, the equipment ordered already. They are ordered, they are on the way. Actually, as soon as they are cleared, within the next month or two, we shall have those equipment there at the health center. Medical projects where the scope has been reduced because of change of prices. For example, when a classroom is being quoted to cost, for example, 70 million shillings, because we do high-class work with the terrazzo floor and so on, and furnish also the classrooms, and should the price in the market go to 100, then we shall not be able to build a number of rooms where that budget has been made. So those we are now moving them in the next phase. We shall make sure we expand and even build those ones which are not completed. I think the same thing applies to Bongi, what they mentioned here. So we are going to continue with Dr. Deep and going to help our people. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the specific responses. Before I go to PDM, there was a question on compensation for cooperative. I will ask the Honorable Minister for Northern Uganda to respond.
I want to thank the one who asked the question about compensation of Madi Cooperative Society. We will take this to UDC because it falls directly under UDC. But I would like to ask the leadership of that cooperatives, please sit right and come to UDC and give us copies of that letter. Give General Moses Ali a copy of that letter. Some of the things need immediate follow-up, and I wish you had followed up immediately, but nonetheless, we can still make follow-up on this. Please write and get back to us. Thank you.
Yeah, there were some general questions on Myoga. Okay, oh no, on PDM. I want PDM to respond.
Thank you, Chairman UIA. Now, the questions about PDM were three. The first one was from the gentleman from Yumbe. He was wondering when we are going to send the rest of the money. Now, Yumbe has 197 circles. These are 197 parishes, of which only 194 were capitalized. The other three have some little issues. Now, originally it was supposed to be 17 million per circle in the financial year 21-22. But unfortunately, along the way, there were some observations by the president, and he stopped the capitalization at that point. But we are working around the clock to make sure that the rest of the money is sent. For this financial year, all the 197 received the 25 million. So I know that Yumbe local government has 6.351 billion for PDM. The second question was about charges from the gentleman from Maracha. The charges by DFCU. Now, that is not part of the guidelines we gave. So if there is any bank
that charges, that has any sort of charges, it is illegal, it is wrong, please give us that information and we shall take action. So there is nothing like charges, and I was very clear in my statement. Now, the gentleman, I think from Obongi or somewhere, he was talking about the issue of poverty and the intentions of the PDM. Now, I don't want people to mix poverty and subsistence. You see, poverty is something different, and living in subsistence is something different. People who live in subsistence may not necessarily be poor. But what the president wants is that he wants everyone to be in the money economy. There are people who have land and some assets, but they're not in the money economy. So we are helping them with capital, finance capital, to get into the money economy. So I don't want you to mix the two. Let us encourage those who live subsistently to get into the money economy, so that the country gets a bigger tax base. So thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Garabzi. I will now invite Honorable Feta provide a summary, then we go to other presentations. Honorable Feta.
Thank you very much, Morrison. There were issues, key emerging issues on PDM. One, I wish you take note of, Honorable Gabloze. Galabuzi. Thank you, Honorable. One, government allocated the resources for PDM, which supported the recruitment of parish chiefs across the country, most of whom do not have offices, logistical support forms in form of gadgets and transport. Two, whereas the technical staff are striving to implement PDM as per the implementation guideline, some political actors continue to send mixed messages that contradict the guidelines. Three, the lack of operational funds for the PDM circles leaders is increasingly affecting the morale, hence causing sustainability challenges for the newly formed PDM circles. Fourthly, most local governments are understaffed. They are understaffed, for instance, lack of enough extension workers to support PDM implementation of the PDM, in addition to inadequate logistical support for their operations in implementing PDM. I wish you take note of this, and there was a concern from one Michael from Terego that explained the powers of the PDC and the loans committees, because there is a fight for supremacy. I think you need to address this as well. Thank you very much.
Let me respond to the PDC issue. There is confusion down there on ground about the roles of the Parish Development Committee, which is the PDC, and the circle leadership. Now, the circles are members and it's member owned. That is the one that manages the parish revolving fund. The PDC is the leadership of the parish, which involves the LC2, the parish chief, and the special interest groups. Now, their role is oversight.
They have nothing to do with the day-to-day running of the circle. The circle is run by the members themselves, not the PTC. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Can we have a hand clap for the responses and the question? Let me yield the microphone back for the next presentations.
A lot of the clap for our presenters. Under our theme, securing the future through wealth creation and shared prosperity, we are going to our next topic. Payment of military veterans, ex-servicemen in West Nile sub-region. The moderator is Honorable Oleru Huda, Minister of State for Defense and Veteran Affairs. Honorable, you're welcome. She'll be supported by Mr. Mabonga Milton. Mr. Mabonga Milton. And our presenter, retired Brigadier Emmanuel Musinguzi. You're welcome, Honorable. Thank you. Wealth is for all, and it's now, not tomorrow. Honorable Minister, you're welcome. Take us through the parade.
Thank you very much, Madam Hadija, the chairperson of the Office of the National Chairman, NRM, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. I just want to observe the protocol. We have a paper here that will be presented by retired Brigadier General Emmanuel, who is the Director for Veteran Affairs in the Ministry of Defense and Veteran Affairs. The paper will be discussed by Mr. Mike Mabonga, who is the Commissioner for Psychosocial Rehabilitation and Resettlement under the Director of Veteran Affairs. Then I have Brigadier Julius, who is the Chief of Pension and Gratuity, a serving Army officer, a disciplined UPDF. My people of West Nile, these people are here today to give you accountability of how many veterans they have paid. That will be the military veterans. They are going to give you accountability of the UPDF that